Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. We appreciate it. Here we are together again on the radio, and here I am broadcasting from my vacation. Yeah, I took a bunch of days where I ran some reruns and decided I could elongate my vacation by simply broadcasting from it. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm at Cuervo Nation, an island owned by the Jose Cuervo folks in the Caribbean. I am looking at a perfect sunset. I'm looking at beautiful turquoise water and a beach that we practically have to ourselves here. It's unbelievable. I've been in the water most of the day, and this has got to be the mildest surf I've ever been in. I mean, it's like being in a heated swimming pool. You just go out there and just a little light chop out there. That's it. Gorgeous. Beautiful. And I'm here with my friends and just boozing and cruising. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing. Anyway, good to be with you. And, of course, even though I'm on vacation, it's the usual business that we do here. You know what that is. They actually pay me for this. And it's the biggest scam in the world, but don't tell anybody. Please. Anyway, here is a story. Dateline, New Haven, Connecticut. Somehow they sent some smoke signals, and we got some news here from the mainland. And here it is. This from New Haven. Laura Howard was hoping her trip to a fertility specialist would make her dream of a child with the man she loves come true. But as she left the office, the doctor suddenly ran out to the lobby and called her back. There was a grave mistake. Instead of being inseminated with the sperm of her fiancé, she received a vial of semen from another man. Howard learned she was pregnant on June 1st, about 2 weeks after her visit to the clinic. And now, she is haunted by questions. Who is the father? Does he have any deadly diseases? Will her fiancé stand by her knowing the baby likely is not his? By the way, boys, another good reason not to be impregnating anybody you're not yet married to. Why? Why do you boys do that? Why? Don't understand this. Here are some quotes from Laura Howard. She said, "I don't sleep. I am always stressed. My fiancé is very distraught. He had no intentions of raising someone else's child." On Tuesday, Howard, a 40-year-old nurse, sued her fertility specialist, Dr. Anthony Santomoro. These guys are talking about how she hired an Italian. Wasn't Dr. Shapiro available? What are you doing? Anyway, medical malpractice attorney, I love this name, Madonna Sacco, who represents Santomoro. You're keeping it in the family, if you know what I mean. Issued a statement Wednesday acknowledging that an error was made. It said the parties were trying to resolve the issues. Here's the quote from the medical malpractice attorney. She said, Ms. Howard asked for and was given prescriptions to interrupt the insemination process. In other words, to abort. It's like morning after pills or whatever. My client is terribly sorry the human error occurred and... whose human error? She's making it sound like someone else committed the error. I mean, this is the infertility doctor. Who else was doing the work? Human error occurred. Some human did this, and we're very sorry about that. And we're saddened that Ms. Howard decided not to take the medication she requested and was prescribed. Fertility experts were surprised and troubled by the case. That's extremely unusual, said Dr. Joe Massey, a fertility specialist at Reproductive Biology Associates in Atlanta. Clinics, he said, typically have a vigorous labeling system to prevent this. There's a job. What do you do for a living? I'm a sperm labeler. Love that. But infertility law expert Mark Rothstein said some accidents may go unreported. This is a notoriously unregulated area that some of my colleagues have called the Wild West of medicine, said Rothstein, a lawyer and director of University of Louisville Institute of Bioethics, Health, and Law. He said, I think it happens, and in many cases we don't know about it. Well, many women become inseminated with the wrong sperm, and some of them go to the laboratory, and some of them go to a motel room. And a lot of those cases go unreported. Howard said that she and her fiancé, you notice his name is not in this article, have been trying to conceive for years before she went to see Santamoro in May. After realizing the mistake, Santamoro gave her a prescription for the morning after pill, Howard said, but she refused to take it. She said the doctor was panicky and encouraged her to get an abortion, but she said she decided to go forward with the pregnancy, citing her age and nearly 5 years of efforts to get pregnant. For me, it's still my child, Howard said. Yeah, but it's not his child. But it's all about her, isn't it? Yeah. I gotta have a baby. I've gotta know the joy of childbirth. I don't care who the father... That's the attitude. I don't care who the father is. She passed her expiration date a long time ago. God. It says here, Howard, who is black, believes the sperm came from a white man. Now it's getting good. Both the other couples at the clinic that day were white, she said. Now, you have to imagine who got the other vial. They're really going to file a lawsuit. They're going to hire Attorney Shapiro, get the job done. Howard would not identify her fiancé, saying he did not want to comment. Well, I'll bet he'd love to comment. The letters F and U mean anything to you. But she said in an interview and in her lawsuit that the situation has taken a toll on their relationship. Yeah, I'll bet it has. I'll tell you what, if I'm with somebody and she's carrying somebody else's kid, I am out. Not that I have any kids or want to have any kids, but if she has somebody else's kids, I am out. Out the door, done. I don't care if it was an accident or she got drunk one night and fell on the floor and somebody nailed her. I don't care what the reason is. I'm not raising somebody else's child. Not doing it. Wouldn't do it. For me, this is enough. If I'm the husband in this case, I'd say, you better get the abortion or the wedding is off. And guess what? Because it's not his sperm, and because they're not married, right now, if I could give this guy advice, right now, he is not responsible for one dime of child support. He's not responsible, period, as far as I know. Now, maybe there's an attorney out there who can correct me on this, but the fact is, not his sperm. They obviously disagree about this, and they're not married. So, therefore, he cannot be presumed to be the father of this child. I'd say, skedaddle right out of there, baby. Run. Go. She wants to have that baby, she could be still another single mother. Go, 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 go. Unbelievable. Now get this. She has said there is still a chance her fiancé could be the father, but she won't know until later in her pregnancy when she could be tested. But my guess is that will be so late in the pregnancy it'll be too late to have the abortion. Amazing. Unbelievable. Though she says she doesn't need to know the donor's name, Howard wants to know his medical history. Her attorney, Bruce Jacobs... finally we got to the right camp here. Bruce Jacobs said employees at the fertility clinic have refused to disclose that information, although he suggested some progress has been made in talks between the parties. Jacobs said he's hoping to get a court order for the information or that the donor will come forward voluntarily. Howard has also complained to the State Department of Health, and she said she's undergoing testing for HIV and other diseases. By the way, don't they test that sperm before they put it up on the shelf? I mean, is that when they test for HIV? First they impregnate you, and then they test you for HIV? Why does she need to be tested for HIV? I mean, they let guys contribute sperm to the sperm bank without knowing if they're HIV positive? That's great. This guy's not going to be a doctor. He's going to be running a Pizza Hut soon. That's what he's going to be doing. No doubt about it. Anyway, she's undergoing testing for HIV and other diseases. She worries that the father could see joint custody. I mean, you're writing my case for me here, dear. You should be getting an abortion just for these reasons. All of this stuff and more could happen to you. Jesus. She has not been told whether the donor knows that she was impregnated with his sperm. The lawsuit contains Santamoro failed to properly label the sperm sample or have a system in place to prevent such an error. A doctor for 35 years, Santamoro was educated at Columbia University. Obviously didn't take the labeling course. He's affiliated with Bridgeport Hospital, Yale New Haven Hospital, St. Vincent's Medical Center. Howard recalled how she eagerly anticipated the birth of her first child years ago, excited to think of a name, the clothes she would buy, the color of the room for the newborn. Who's the father of that kid, by the way? Who knows? Now she says she has too many worries to think like that. She said she has no idea how she'll explain the situation when her second child becomes older. She said, here's the final quote here. She said, I have to look at that child and say, you're still mine. I love this child with everything in me, including another man's sperm. That's what's in there, probably. Who knows? Now, honestly, boys, let me ask you this question, okay? You've heard this story. It's horrible, terrible. And you may have a comment on this specific story, but I want to ask you. You're with a chick, and I don't care if it's artificial insemination or she made a mistake one night and got drunk and fell into bed with somebody else. We've gotten calls like that. You know, people who, the ex-boyfriend came into town for a high school reunion or came into town because he'd been out of town, he came back from college or whatever, and she spent one night and suddenly, bam, she's pregnant, and you don't know who the father is. You're scheduled to get married. She's your fiancé. Would you stay? Would you stay with somebody like that? I tell you right now, I would not stay. I would be out the door. If some chick I was engaged to got pregnant, and it could be by some other guy, I'm not waiting around for an explanation. I am out of there. What about you?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
Well, these people, they're freaks, but you know what? That's one of the reasons I listen, because they're absolutely hysterical.
You want to hear all the freaks.
Exactly.
And nobody has more freaks listening than Tom Leykis.
The Tom Leykis Show.
The Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Chris on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, it's Chris. I would stay with this girl just for the money. She's going to get several $1 million from the insurance companies this doctor has, so you're never going to have to worry about child support. You might as well just let her be your sugar mama.
I would have a prenup, though, that says that I'm not the father, not responsible, because, let's face it, she's not married to him, so the settlement goes to her.
Well, but the thing is depending on what state it is, it might be a community property state, so as soon as he's married to her, all her cash becomes...
Yeah, but I don't believe... Now, I'm not an attorney, but I've been married and divorced 4 times. And my understanding is that legal settlements, inheritances, there are certain exceptions to that. That you're talking about earned income, you're talking about income from investments and what have you, but there are certain monies that are not divisible. Child support, for example.
Well, if I were in there, I'd make sure I was one of the plaintiffs on this case. I would, I'd be real nice to... They're apparently in a relationship, so they know each other. So as long as you make sure you're a plaintiff on this case, the money is both plaintiffs.
Yeah, well, I'm not an attorney. I don't understand how this all works, but you're saying you would stay just for the money.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. And you love her anyway. You could try to raise this kid. If it doesn't work, then you can get it.
I don't love her when she's got some other guy's sperm in there and she won't have an abortion. I don't love her for that.
Well, yeah, but it's not her fault. She probably should get the abortion.
That's not the point.
You know she's doing this.
It's not her fault. She could have an abortion. The fact that she's not having one is her fault.
Right, but she's doing it for the money.
She's doing what for the money?
That's plainly obvious. There's no other reason to keep this baby in all actuality.
I don't agree. I think it is entirely possible that a woman is 40 years old, had a hard time conceiving, decided to keep the baby because she's getting up there, and the chances of having a healthy baby start to diminish.
Well, I guess that shows the selfishness of some women, Tom.
Well,
you know what I mean?
we have many examples of the selfishness of some women. I must tell you. It's Josh on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, big fan, man. You're always right on the money. My question is this. If the fiancé decides to split, And somebody's got to be liable for the child support. So who would it be? Would it be the mistaken donor that's never even met the woman, let alone had sex with her?
Well, this is an issue we discussed on the air. You know, I don't think it's happened yet, but I think that some enterprising attorney is going to find a way to make sperm donors pay child support if a woman is unmarried. I'm sure that someone's going to try to do that. I have recommended on this program that the men who listen to this program not donate sperm, either to a sperm bank or directly to the recipient, either because you have a lesbian friend who wants to conceive, or because you have an old girlfriend who wants to conceive, or whatever. Because eventually it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Why do guys do this? When you donate sperm, there's all kinds of legal complications, including now you have people suing to find out the identity of the sperm donor.
Right,
so, like, there you were in college, you know, with a Dixie cup and a copy of Playboy in a back room somewhere, making $150 for your effort, and then 18 years later you find out that you are a father and that person wants to know who you are.
Right.
I mean, why would anybody sign up for that?
Well, if it's a couple that are trying to have a child together, and through a doctor's error he gives her the wrong guy's kid, don't you think the doctors should be liable for that child support?
Oh, believe me when I tell you that it won't be child support. What it'll be is a very large settlement with many zeros.
Well, I might agree with the last caller then that this might be the fiance's meal ticket.
So you think
Sugar mama theory?
So you think that's his motivation for staying, or you think he should stay for that reason?
I agree that there should be some kind of prenup that he couldn't get nailed for, you know, the kid in case anything ever happened to the money. But man, she's going to be a millionaire. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, the risk that's there is that it is his kid.
All right. Well.
And then if it is his kid, the lawsuit goes out the window. He's on the hook for the child support. My position, I don't know. It's really like playing high stakes poker here.
If it's his kid, he's on the hook anyway, because it sounds like she's already made up her mind. Anyway, big fan. Take me out with the bong hit and the gracias.
Here you go, Josh.
Gracias.
1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Okay. We're talking about the woman who wanted to be impregnated with her fiancé's sperm. Ends up she got the wrong sperm. She won't have an abortion. Her fiancé is pissed. Would you stay if it were you?
The Tom Leykis Show. This is the Tom Leykis Show.
From Cuervo Nation, in the Caribbean. I'm broadcasting from my vacation here. Toll free at 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Derek on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, what's up?
The ratings, Derek.
Really? Yeah, I'd probably leave her.
Yeah.
I'd leave her. Yeah. Because I won't take... If the kid ain't mine, I ain't going to take responsibility for it, you know?
Right. Exactly. Who wants to take responsibility for some other guy's kid?
Yeah, exactly. Because my wife has a kid. Her first kid ain't mine.
Let's face it. Having a kid is a big ego trip anyway. Part of the reason people have kids is so they can go, he looks just like you. He looks just like me. We're so attractive, and we have attractive baby. Look at our baby. What is going to be in it for this guy to have some other guy's kid?
Nothing.
It makes no sense at all. Yeah.
Exactly.
Out.
I'd kick her to the curb. I'd probably knock her out and take her down to the abortion clinic myself.
Oh, well, I wouldn't go that far, but because you know why? Because I don't want to go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I have a kid myself. This one's actually mine. But all I hear is, oh yeah, she looks just like you. And well, yeah, it's my kid. If it's somebody else's kid, man, you know it's not gonna. It may look like you, but you know it's not yours.
Bingo. All right, Derek. Thank you. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Todd on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing, man?
All right, Todd.
Sounds like you're enjoying your vacation down there.
Oh, I'm sitting here right on the beach. Literally right on the beach.
Other morning show DJs need to take a cue from you, man.
That's right. Turn your show into a junket for yourself.
I hear that.
Get yourself some vacations. Go away. Sit on the beach. You sit here and do a little work for a couple hours. You know what? By the way, I'm in the Eastern time zone. So the sun is setting.
I hear you.
And I've had the whole day out in the water. The whole day.
Sweet.
Now I just sit here and drink tequila all night. That's my assignment for this evening.
You got the lush job, my friend.
I do indeed.
Tom, if it was me, I would be off like a prom dress, and I would still want half the money.
Off like a prom dress. I love that. Yeah, I mean, why would anybody want to stay with this chick? You either have the abortion or I am out.
Well, I think this guy should get half the money regardless, because he wanted the kid too.
Uh-huh.
This guy wanted the kid. He wanted a kid with this chick.
Yes.
He's not getting his kid. He should sue her for the money that she gets.
Well, again, I'm sure there are many creative attorneys out there who'd be happy to litigate. Todd, thank you. I'm going to move on here and take Evelyn on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Evelyn.
I just want to say, I wouldn't stay with the girl. I would get an abortion, too. I mean, how are you going to stay with somebody that's not even your kid? It's better alone to, have a boyfriend and he has a baby mama, And
right.
to actually have, no, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's all about fulfilling her. Forget about the father. Forget about what's important to him. It's all about fulfilling her. Oh, I've tried to conceive for so long. I'm having this baby no matter what. You know what? If you want to have a marriage and have a happy husband, you better have the abortion and have a baby with him.
Exactly.
And not be doing this.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I know it's hard because, for her to have an abortion, if she really wants it, I had a miscarriage and, it's really hard. But if she got pregnant this time, she can do it again. She can try again. So there's no need for her to keep the baby and just, be unhappy and just have a real messed up marriage. It's not worth it. It's really not.
Well, obviously she doesn't love him as much as she says she does.
No, obviously she loves the money because
Tell you what, if she loved me, she'd get the abortion.
Exactly.
And make sure she's having my baby.
Exactly.
But it's all about her, and it's not about him at all, period.
Yeah, she's only thinking...
Who cares if it's his kid? It doesn't matter. I need to be fulfilled.
Exactly.
Yeah. You get a nice, fulfilling a split. That's what you're going to get.
Yeah. That's just wrong. That's just wrong on her part. Very wrong.
I agree with you.
Well,
Evelyn, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the call. It's 1-800-5800-TOM. More of your telephone calls are coming up. Tom Leykis Show. Cuervo Nation. 1-800-5800-TOM. Here's our telephone number. Talking about the woman who wanted to get pregnant, 40 years old. And so what she did was she went to a fertility doctor with her fiancé's sperm. And after she was implanted with sperm, she finds out from the doctor that the doctor might not have labeled the sperm properly. She's probably got somebody else's sperm in there. Doctor wanted her to have an abortion, obviously to avoid a lawsuit. She thought about it and then said no. And then now the fiancé apparently upset because she might be having some other man's baby. And so now the lawsuits are flying. And I say, you know what? If you're not sure that's your fiancé's baby, you have the abortion. Or if you're the guy, get out. Jill on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Yes, I am calling because I work in an infertility clinic. And I feel that women that are at the age of 40 have a very low risk of, even getting pregnant. And, it's not like she went out and had an affair on her fiancé. It was the doctor's issue.
It's not, but as the guy, why would he want to have some other guy's baby? Unless there was some real issue that he couldn't get the job done, why would he want to do that?
Well, to tell you honestly, probably a good percentage of patients that come to infertility clinics, he may even have a problem himself. He may have a male factor that caused her to be there. Maybe they could get pregnant on their own. She may be a fertile person, but he may have some sort of male factor with a low count, low morphology or whatever.
This is all fascinating and technical, but the bottom line here is that she may be carrying some other man's kid, and what's in it for the guy?
Well, because, do people go to infertility because they want to be carry their genetic material, or do they want to...
Let me tell you something about the people who go to infertility clinics. They're the most selfish people in the world. And the reason is because rather than adopt children who need to be adopted, they're so hell-bent on producing Xerox copies of themselves because they think they're so goddamn intelligent and attractive and desirable that they go to incredible Herculean lengths to give birth to children, their own children. Right. That's the reason they go. That's the reason this man's sperm was taken to the infertility clinic and artificially placed in his fiancée because he, in this big ego trip, wanted to have a baby that looked like him, not some other guy. And your point of view is all about the woman and her fulfillment. You know what the solution is if she's getting too old to conceive? He should dump her and find a younger chick and impregnate her.
That'd be good. That'd be a lot easier, wouldn't it?
This is his opportunity. It's your chance to escape, pal. Get out now.
All right, Tom. Have a great day.
Jill, thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Frank on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Frank.
How's it hanging, Tom?
Hanging right as always, Frank.
Cool. Hey, how desperate and selfish can this woman be? I mean, you know what? If I was the boyfriend in this case, I'll be out of there faster than the Philippine peacekeeping army. You know what I'm saying? I'll be out of there quick. Like, there's no way I'm going to stick around with a girl who's going to have a baby by some other...
I really do believe what I said, that the people who go to these infertility clinics are incredibly selfish, incredibly self-centered. How about all the people who go to the infertility clinic, they're successfully impregnated, then when they have the 8 babies, 6 of whom survive, they're thanking God. Yep. God was sending them a big fat message. You do not deserve to have children. You are barren.
Exactly.
Stop trying to have kids. You're not one of the crowd. You're not in the club. You can't do it. For whatever reason, God said no.
Yep.
So these people go to an infertility clinic where they use some scientific mumbo-jumbo, and they try to get pregnant artificially. Then they thank God for all his help.
And also, this woman is over...
God had nothing to do with it.
She's, what is she, 40 years old?
She's 40, yes.
Over the hill. I mean, even if she does go through with pregnancy...
She passed, you know what, she passed her sell-by date a long time ago.
But what I'm trying to say is that, you know, what if, okay, let's say she does have the baby, and you know how they say that women over the age of 35 have a much risk of having...
that's another thing. Kids are more likely to have Down syndrome when you have kids over 35. But this woman is so hell-bent on fulfillment, she's going to do anything she can to have a baby. Even if it's some, big, dumb, mixed-race kid that doesn't look like her boyfriend, fiancé, husband, doesn't matter. She's going to do it anyway. Yep. You've got to have some little half-breed retard walking around, and it's not going to matter because she will have fulfilled herself.
I say this guy needs to dump that bitch, Tom.
Absolutely.
Take me out with
a bong. About it. What? Take you out with what? A bong hit?
Yeah.
All right, Frank, here you go.
Thank you, Tom.
1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's George on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, hello, Tom.
Hello.
How you doing?
Okay.
Yeah, hey, I've been a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Thank you.
I just wanted to contribute about this situation going on.
Go ahead and contribute away.
First of all, I think they shouldn't have the baby in the first place because the fertility clinic, they made the mistake. It's not the man's fault, So it's not like they made a mistake, trying to prevent, having a baby. It's not like a condom got jacked up or, birth control pills. It's the fertility clinic that, got them messed up. So if he doesn't want to have the baby, she should agree with it.
Well, she should agree with it. And again, if this man has any balls at all, he will stand up and say, you know what? You have the abortion or I'm out.
Right.
Be on your own raising this kid. That's it.
Exactly. And there are a lot of situations that, pop up like this, and this dude just has no balls. He's got no nuts in him. He needs to stand up to this broad, especially if she says she loves him. He should even threaten her and be like, I'll leave you or something, And it's not his fault. I don't think he even has to pay child support if the fertility clinic...
No! Well, that's the thing. She says it's still possible. It's his kid, but she won't know till later.
Can't they? Well, I don't know, Joe.
So he could get nailed for child support if DNA tests would prove it's his kid. But you know what? This is his best chance at getting off scot-free.
You know, yeah, exactly, because you don't know. Let's say, I'm saying, for example, I don't know him. He might be a white guy, and then they get a mixed baby, and then, you know, they'll be totally screwed up. And,
well, what I'm taking from this story, although they're trying to keep the identity of the fiancé a secret, is that these people are both black, and that the sperm comes from a white guy.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So they're going to have a really bad situation because they're going to have a mixed baby.
Now, I don't care what color you are. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. You know, if I'm a black man, which I'm not, but if I am, and I'm going through the egotistical process of wanting to have a baby, I want a baby that looks like me.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, you know.
It's all about me.
Baby. They're gonna have a mixed
if I'm a black man, I don't think I want my kid looking like some white guy I've never seen before. I want him looking like me.
Right, Tom, right, and that's why he should not take the chance of having a baby who's always going to grow up wondering, hey, Daddy, you and Mommy are black. What's the problem with me? You know, so, you know, they shouldn't even take that chance. Yeah, you should tell him, definitely. He should get some balls, tell her to take care of it. They can go try again and have another baby before it's too late.
Get some goddamn balls.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
Up your dang all night. Who wants to get up out of bed and go home?
Me. That's exactly what I want to do.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Leykis Show from Paradise. Broadcasting from my vacation at Cuervo Nation. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Aaron on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Yeah, once I found out that she wasn't, or the kid wasn't mine, I'd definitely leave. I'd boot her ass out the door. And I wouldn't stay around for the money because it's not worth it. And because you're always going to end up resenting her for the fact of her being selfish. And you're just going to have a horrible life and a horrible marriage. And second of all, if you do stay around and resenting her, you might end up resenting the kid as well. And the kid doesn't need that. You know, what did he or she do to you?
That's right.
And it's just going to be, you're just going to have a horrible life and a horrible marriage, and it's not worth the money. And, you know, what if one day, the kid comes up to you and says, Daddy, you and my mom are white, but I'm black, and you guys have square faces and I have a round face. Are you really my daddy? And you say, no. Well, you were just a medical mistake, but I stuck around for the money. And you're just as selfish as she was.
I don't think anyone's going to say that.
Well, you never know.
Son, I just stayed around for the money.
Yeah.
I don't love you at all. I stayed around for the money.
Yeah. I'm just as worse.
No, I mean, they may be thinking that, but they wouldn't say that.
No, but you know deep down inside that you're no better than she is.
Well, there's no doubt about that, but in some cases, people care more about the money than about what kind of good people they are. Don on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
All right, Don.
Man, I would see Dawn like yesterday, man.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to have the kid. She can just go ahead and have the kid on her own. She's already raising one by herself.
That's right. And this is what happens when you get involved with a single mother anyway. That's the bottom line.
Well, she's talking about how she tried for so long to have a kid, and she went through all this stuff. Well, obviously she was able to have kids at some point. You just want to be selfish and have a kid right now because you're probably going to lose your man anyways.
Well, that's the thing. The guy's got to have the balls to stand up and say, I'm out. Out.
Damn straight.
Thank you for that. I got to get Carolyn in here before the end of the hour. Carolyn, hello. Okay. Now we put Carolyn on the air. Hi, Carolyn. I got 30 seconds.
Hey, Tom, I just want to tell you that I think both of these people are messed up. Before you even start going to get fertility, they should be married. Everyone knows that you need a good, nuclear family to raise children in this world.
Well, that's what I always say. I always say that. I mean, it's really the only reason to get married now is so you can have kids.
Exactly. So I think there's
no other good reason about it, to get married. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, Carolyn, I'm out of time for this hour. Our email address is my name. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom